Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1.
Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Meet the Movie Press. Roundtable movie news and commentary from the industry's premier film journalists.
Happy Friday, everyone. This is Meet the Movie Press on a crazy traffic, horrible jackknife trailer edition on a Friday. Jeff Sneider, how are you?
Man, it reminds me why we live in Los Angeles, or how
we
know.
survive.
Just what a mess this place is.
It can really change your whole day. I am Mark Reilly, editor-in-chief of schmoesknow.com.
Jeff Sneider, film reporter at TheWrap.com.
And we're going just the two of us this Friday, and I couldn't be more happy because there's a lot of news to get to.
Just
the two of us.
Two of us.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this. Just randomly, did you see the Beyonce, all the single ladies, but dancing to DuckTales?
Actually, no, I didn't. I saw that link and I really wanted to, and I did not click it. I haven't yet.
There's your random best thing on the internet today plug for you. But guys, yes, this is Meet the Movie Press on the Popcorn Talk Network. And we are going to talk about news. We're going to talk about trailers. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was actually it felt like a slow week, but
yeah,
there was actually enough out there that's going to lead to a pretty good show, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of slow, but then there was big drops that just kind of happened throughout the week.
Exactly.
That we will get to. And thank you guys for joining us here on the live chat at youtube.com/popcorn talk. And we got a live chat going on. Look at all you guys. We're going to do a hopeful news break a little bit later. If you want to drop in some of your comments on the live chat, we'll be looking at that as well. And we'll just get to talking about the good stuff. What do you want to start with?
I guess we start with Chris Pine.
Let's do it. Yeah.
In negotiations for, what's his name?
Steve Trevor?
Steve Trevor. I was like, Trevor Stevens. Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And that, my confusion right there kind of speaks to the issue, which is like, who is this character really? Like for Chris Pine, you would think that he would be playing like a major superhero or something in one universe or the other, and instead he's kind of chosen to be second fiddle to Wonder Woman in a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting decision, I thought.
I love it, actually. I love that he's being described as the love interest of the main character, Wonder Woman, which is a great switch.
That's great. It flips things on its head.
Absolutely. And good on you, Chris Pine, for doing this, because he was originally rumored as Green Lantern.
Yes.
Some people said, I don't think it was anywhere close to that.
I mean, I heard those same rumors, but then, also started to hear that they were going to go African American for Green Lantern with Jon Stewart and everything.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, I mean, it's an interesting choice for him. Maybe he sort of recognized that he needed to do something like this.
Maybe.
I mean, it's a pretty interesting debate as to, whether Chris Pine is a real movie star. He has the Star Trek movies, but those are not $700 million grossers.
No, they're kind of just...
They're in like the 400 range, the 300 to 500 maybe range.
Yeah.
And obviously that's really has to do with the brand. I mean, it's great casting. He's wonderful as Kirk.
He's a perfect Kirk. I do love him in that. But yeah, he tried to launch another franchise with the Jack Ryan, and
that didn't work.
Didn't happen.
I really didn't care for Into the Woods, even though people did like him in that film.
Yeah.
I mean, the best work I've seen Chris Pine do has still been on stage.
On stage, okay.
He did like the Ides of March. What was it called?
I don't know.
Farragut North.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm low on
He was excellent in that. But it's like, so here's my question.
Okay.
So here's the big thing about Chris Pine. When does Wonder Woman shoot?
Soon. I mean, it's coming out 2018, right? Is it 2018?
So they have plenty of time.
They have, actually, God, that's a lot of time. So they probably won't start shooting until maybe even next year, the year after. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a long time, actually, now that I think about it.
I kind of guess you're right. I never really thought about that. I'd heard like Wonder Woman was like going into production in like August.
Wow. Well, that could be. I mean, shoot, Batman v Superman's been like shooting forever, and then I don't know.
Okay, I heard again. Wonder Woman, I heard was going in August. Mm-hmm. And when does Star Trek 3 go?
Before that,
like June.
Yeah, that's like going.
That's not like a 2-month shoot.
So he might have a smaller part than not a substantial role in Wonder Woman if he's got to do double duty.
I'm like very curious as to, I'm sure that is sort of at the heart of the negotiations and stuff, is scheduling.
Sure.
Star Trek 3 is like, I don't even know how long that commitment would be.
Yeah, I mean, we know
4 to 5 months, maybe 6 months. Like, it's a long shoot. That's a big movie.
Yeah. Star Trek 3 Beyond, or Star Trek Beyond as the title is.
That is the rumor title. So I'm just like curious as to how he's able to do both if Wonder Woman is going, when I think, although it's totally possible that Wonder Woman has been pushed because of the director switch.
Sure. Yeah. I would think that's a fair and safe assumption to make.
So it is just an interesting food for thought kind of thing.
I like it. I mean, so in your opinion, do you like Chris Pine doing this, taking this on? I mean, you kind of said you did.
I don't know. I think it's good for the movie. Mm-hmm. It may end up being what's best for him. Mm-hmm. But it felt weird. I did not think that they were going to get that caliber of a star. I thought it was going to be maybe a little bit, lesser known.
Well, the rumor at one point was it was Scott Eastwood.
There was,
right.
There was the rumor that Scott Eastwood, but then I think Justin and I kind of both. I think Justin had even told me, like, he had that choice to make.
Yeah,
essentially,
it was in his article. And this was Justin Kroll's exclusive, correct? I mean, our good buddy who's come on the show a number of times over
Kroll
a Variety.
Kroll broke the Chris Pine stuff.
Yeah.
So. I forget who put out the Scott Eastwood stuff. Was it Latino Review? Maybe?
I think it might have been Latino Review.
Sure, and I think that he was possibly offered Steve Trevor, or no, he was offered the option to test for it, right? Or take this role in Suicide Squad, which was maybe a smaller role.
Yeah.
And we still don't know what it is, do we?
We don't. I don't think we do. And do you think it's smart that he did that, knowing now that Chris Pine came in? Because you could argue that Chris Pine is a bigger name than Scott Eastwood for now.
Oh, he absolutely is.
So, yeah.
So it definitely benefits the movie. Yeah, I'm just curious to see if they'll get a deal done.
Yeah, well,
because you never know.
Screen Rant, I pulled up trying to find out some info on Wonder Woman, and Screen Rant said that Wonder Woman is shooting fall of 2015. Says it's hitting theaters June 23rd, 2017. So I guess I messed that date up. It's actually 2017.
Yeah, 18 seemed a little far away for how quickly this thing has been moving.
Okay, so the internet just helped us.
So it's 17.
Okay, 2017, June 23rd makes sense to shoot in the fall of this year. Then that's it. That even adds more interesting conversation about Star Trek Beyond and when that's going to shoot. Mm-hmm. If it is Beyond,
I think it's going in June or July.
Sure. Well, good on you, Chris Pine. Way to be a love interest. I like it. I think he's going to kill it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'd heard the guys were like, Liam Hemsworth and Alexander Skarsgård, that kind of level.
Right.
So it is a good get for Warner Brothers. I'm curious why Chris Pine decided to give up his superhero eligibility.
Right.
Essentially. Take himself out of the game. But clearly that was a conscious choice. And maybe he needs to tap into that more as like a romantic lead.
Yeah. There you go.
Because women obviously love him.
They do.
Beautiful man.
I've heard that the eyes on him really do it for the ladies.
Yeah. And the blue sparklers.
And I will say that when I found myself playing blackjack next to him once in Vegas, it was the eyes that got me. Because I looked over and he looked at me and I went, "Those are some steely." Oh, that's Chris Pine. No, I'll stay. Yeah, so it was cool.
Okay.
So what else is out there? There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, we're on the superhero front, so why don't we go into Tilda? What do you think of Tilda?
Pretty goddamn cool. Boris Kid over at the Hollywood Reporter broke that one.
Yeah,
and,
guys.
Tilda Swinton in negotiations to play the Ancient One in Doctor Strange for Marvel. That basically makes and who is Ejiofor playing?
No idea. He's playing
someone put his character out there, but Cumberbatch, Ejiofor, and Swinton. That is a hell of a cast.
That's a great cast. Way to go, Marvel! You continue
and Scott
to kill
Derrickson.
It. Yeah,
great taste.
It's interesting too because I'm not real familiar with the source material. So the Ancient One. I have heard that it's predominantly male in the comics, so to put her in there,
predominant, it's mostly male.
It's all male. It's a male.
The character's male,
right? It's a male,
and that I think it's great, that kind of role reversal, because I'm not the kind of person who needs things, slavishly to comic book canon and whatnot. I love the Michael B. Jordan casting.
Yep.
In Fantastic Four. Obviously,
agree.
we've seen plenty of those sort of racial swaps, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I think what was Michael Clark Duncan, in Daredevil.
Yeah, Kingpin. Yeah, exactly.
So, but I love the gender swap this time around.
Me too. And I just caught Snowpiercer again for the second time. I showed my girlfriend for the first time, and we were like, "This movie is awesome." And Tilda Swinton just kills it in that movie.
Oh, she's an amazing actress. She's a chameleon.
She is so great,
and I think she'll be excellent in this film.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, it's motion capture kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
So maybe
I didn't even know
there's
that.
a part of that in there. I think it might. Hey, internet, tell me I'm wrong. Because again, I was a little swamped this week, so I was kind of eyeing the news from the background while I was like crazy.
Sure.
And but I had to stop and go, wait a minute, Tilda Swinton, Ancient One, yes.
Spiderman would benefit from a gender swap and making J. Jonah Jameson female.
That's a good call. You're probably gonna get some hate for that though. I feel like the trolls in Ballbag City will come out and
cool.
say,
I'm used to it. If I was a studio executive, that's exactly what I would do.
I would do it. I could see it happening, like kind of like maybe a Meryl Streep Devil Wears Prada.
Either that or cast Jeffrey Tambor as Uncle Ben and make Uncle Ben going through a transition.
Do you guys get that? Anyone out there?
That's a transparent joke.
It's a trans something. Yeah, that's a great call. I'm still thinking about your J. Jonah Jameson as a woman.
But yeah, Tilda Swinton, thumbs up.
Very big thumbs up for me. I can't wait to see Doctor Strange now. This thing is just so it makes me believe that there's gonna be some cameos in Civil War for Doctor Strange.
I think so. I think that they want to maybe introduce that character with a larger platform.
Yeah.
I am personally very excited for Doctor Strange, not just because of Scott Derrickson, but the director.
Yeah.
But I just like the idea of this not muscled superhero kind of invincible person and something a little bit more supernatural and mystical and that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's you could argue that it's not a superhero movie just because it's based on a comic that is Marvel brand is predominantly superheroes, but that's what Marvel kind of does very cool. It's like Doctor Strange I don't see him as a superhero. I see him as a paranormal. And that's the world that they're tapping into, that they went cosmic with Thor, so now, and Guardians of the Galaxy, so now we're getting this. It's like Marvel's just cool, man.
Yeah, movies like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange are kind of what I'm excited about on that slate.
Yeah, I still am very excited about Ant-Man. Yeah, Streep. That's right. I said Meryl Streep is J. Jonah Jameson, just kind of the
amazing
Devil Wears Prada kind of character, like kind of jumping over.
Totally incredible.
I would love that.
Spider-Man.
Why not? Let's not get trolly on us here when we suggest these casting things. But yeah, that's a good call. Is Jeff hearing anything on what? Sorry, I'm reading your live chat and I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm not reading it.
Yeah, so please, is Jeff hearing anything? Aronofsky hasn't announced he's doing anything yet. Is Jeff hearing anything? I think that's what they mean.
He quit the business, guys.
Who?
He hasn't announced anything. He must quit the business.
Wow, hot scoop coming in.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. It's like he's coming off a movie in Noah that actually did pretty well.
Yeah, it did well.
But I actually really like Noah, but I don't think in general it was a hit with critics.
No, I didn't really like it. I thought it was fascinating. I really take my mom's review of this to heart. Mm-hmm. She said Noah was interesting until the Transformers came in. Right. And I went, okay.
I thought that those things
awesome.
were cool. I liked Noah. I would recommend checking out Noah, but yeah, it's so maybe he's deserves some time off.
Yeah,
he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah,
don't put pressure on the guy to do his next thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he was at one point going to do the Wolverine, but he dropped out of that. So I think he's just that guy knows what he wants to do, and right now he probably wants to take a nap. So let's just give him his nap.
I was on Facebook yesterday. And
I'm not familiar.
I was on this site, the Book of Faces, and there was a message from I used to be a counselor at Jewish summer camp. Think Wet Hot American Summer, but with no women.
Okay. Sounds.
And he had written this whole remembrance about camp, and it was weird because I was the first counselor mentioned in it. And he's
nice.
Like, I remember this, I remember that, and I remember Jeff Sneider showing us Requiem for a Dream for the first time, and I'm thinking, How old were those kids?
Yeah.
13
Oh my God.
or 14? My God.
You warped their minds.
But clearly I left an impression. I made a difference.
There you go.
By passing on the Bible of Aronofsky.
I love that you did camp. The camp counselor. I did the camp as well, but not as a counselor. I was a kid. I went sailing on Catalina. So all right, that's some good stuff. And thank you to the chat room over there. Brother Voodoo is
right. Brother Voodoo. That's the one for Chewie.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Chewie.
Oh shoot, I lost you, dude. Thanks for that. Cedric House, our man Cedric House, dropped that in the live chat.
Speaking of Edgefor, really quickly,
I'm
just going to do a quick plug.
Okay.
I'm hearing this movie 999, guys, is really, really good.
999, I haven't heard about it.
It's John Hillcoat's new movie. It's going to be coming out in the fall. Casey Affleck.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible cast.
Isn't it going up against... Isn't this movie going up against Ben Affleck?
No, that's a different one.
Different one? Okay. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Al Pacino for Green Lantern. That's funny.
Whoa.
I know. What do we got? Hey, now. What do we got? We got a ring. All right. Let's do this. All right,
that was
guys.
Good. That was good, Mark.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you guys. People are riffing on the J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, go
Robin
for it.
Wright.
Have fun with that internet. Ooh, she'd be amazing.
Wouldn't that be great?
I watched
House of
Unbreakable
Cards
the other night. I mean,
that's...
I'd love to get her in another comic book movie.
All right, guys. So you're dropping in some stories here on what you want to talk about on the youtube.com/popcorn talk. This is Meet the Movie Press, and you guys want to talk about Star Wars. I understand this. Jeff, I know you're not a big Star Wars geek like I am, who, actually had a dream the other night that I was watching it and really excited, going, it's working. The Force Awakens, that is. I was having a dream that it was just brilliant, and it was blowing my mind. So yesterday, StarWars.com exclusively revealed another Annie Leibovitz picture from Vanity Fair, revealing the name of Andy Serkis's character, and everybody around the world went, of course he's playing a mocapped character, and that character's name is Supreme Leader Snoke. Supreme Leader Snoke. Okay, guys. So immediately,
it's a badass name.
Do you like the name? Just off the top of your head.
Supreme Leader Snoke. Yeah, I mean, it's just the question is, what is he the Supreme Leader of?
I think he's the Supreme Leader, and my managing editor, Alex Welsh, made a really great call. He said, I think it's that in the latest Force Awakens trailer, there's like a very reminiscent like Nazi Germany shot of the new stormtroopers kind of standing in front of the First Order banner, and there's a figure out there that you can kind of see in the way off. He thinks it's Supreme Leader Snoke.
Wow, okay.
Running the First Order,
here, guys.
And maybe and we know it was Andy Serkis's voiceover that opened the first trailer, saying there's been an awakening. I wanted to do that again because I did it before we were on the air in my mic test. So he
we should really record all of like Mark's mic tests.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. It was like, Jenny, are you gonna play J.J. Jonas and Emerson? What? I can't even talk anymore. So yeah, Supreme Leader Snoke. A lot of people came out there saying what a horrible name. I did have some texts and some tweets saying, what's with these names. And again, I'm going to go to my boy Alex Welsh, managing editor. He wrote a great Facebook post. It's like the names don't make the character. The actor and the character and the writing make the character. So it's a great point. Now we just got to see him in action. Him sitting in this mocap thing, I mean, he looks like a version of the Emperor, like getting ready to be just, I'm badass. I'm sitting on a throne. I am commanding millions of you out in the galaxy, and I'm going to be badass doing it. So Supreme Leader Snoke, I'm in. I like the name.
I'm on board with anything Andy Serkis does that's motion capture.
Absolutely. The guy's, I'm going to say it, fucking phenomenal. He's awesome. And I picked him in the Star Wars draft. We did a Star Wars draft, like who's going to be in it. And I picked him.
Oh, really?
It was kind of like a hopeful news break where I was like, wow. I want to see Andy Serkis as something, a mo-captured character in Star Wars, and
then they did it. Wow.
They got it. And,
amazing. And
I won a sushi dinner with Christian Harloff.
I had the guys from The Raid.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're coming in.
I was like, I want them in Star Wars, and then magically it happened.
They are in there somehow. All right, so that's our Star Wars break for the day. We've already talked about Tilda Swinton. We've talked about Chris Pine and Andy Serkis. Those are some big ones.
Yep.
What else is out there?
I broke a little story about the women testing for the Fantastic Beasts and where to find them female lead.
I'm glad you brought that up.
The Harry Potter spinoff. Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I love it. I'm glad that there's what sounds like dueling characters, two strong female characters in Fantastic
I know,
Beasts
it
and Where
wasn't
to
just
Find
like
Them?
the female lead.
Yeah.
There's two of them.
It's great. And I think...
It's like Huntsman.
So, yeah, right? What's going on?
Just soaked in estrogen.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not familiar with I do have the book, but I didn't read it. But I know the story. I know what to expect. It's David Yates who did the last 4 or 5 Harry Potters, which I loved. I like... what's his butt? His name is totally... He just won... Eddie Redmayne, thank you, Brain. Early
He's
Friday.
Gonna be Newt Scamander.
I love that casting. I think it's great. It's like, hello, I'm Newt. There's a beast. It's fantastic. I can't wait for him. And then, so who are the names again? Refresh the memory of all of us here in Meet the Movie Press.
Okay, I have to go back to my own article.
I know.
It was, and I mixed up the characters too. I don't even know what the hell happened because I looked back at my notes.
Yeah.
But I think Queenie, who's like as Justin described her, a bombshell, is between Kate Upton. Believe it or not.
Kate Upton, that's
and she
weird.
was the name I heard the most like commonly. Everyone was like, oh, Kate Upton's up for that.
Really? Oh, nice.
Catherine Waterston,
Okay.
who was the bombshell in Inherent Vice.
Okay. Still need you to see that.
Although it's a little tough to like, you've seen her this way. She's like naked the whole movie. Now she's going to go be in a Harry Potter movie.
Oh, man. Spoiler alert.
Potentially.
Earmuffs, you young'uns, you younglings out there.
And then Elizabeth Debicki, who is in The Great Gatsby.
Right.
Would she play Jordan, maybe? Is that what the character's name was?
Yeah, I have your article
And
here.
she's in Man from U.N.C.L.E. as well.
Okay.
So those 3 were up for Queenie. Mm-hmm. And then for Tina, it was Dakota Fanning and Saoirse Ronan.
Yep.
Who, for all their experience, I mean, these girls have been around like a long time, it feels like, really haven't done many franchises.
No, and their names are always up for like big franchises too.
Right.
Like
We'd
like
heard Saoirse
Star
for
Wars.
Scarlet Witch and stuff like that.
Yeah, even Star Wars. I've
and
heard.
the reason that you hear them for all these things, guys, is because they are great actresses, and they are 2 of the top actresses of their generation. And they were up against Lily Simmons, who is in True Detective.
Yep.
And Alison Sudol, who's actually like a songwriter, a singer-songwriter as well.
This is great. That's to talk about the press version of this. Again, you guys and the people out there, Boris Kit, Justin, and you, I feel like are the guys, the 3 that keep dropping stuff. I don't mention Deadline because I don't like them.
Yeah, and Justin, I think, had these names as well, and he also dropped like a short list for the males as well.
That's right.
He had mentioned, like, I think it was Dan Fogler and Steve Zissis from Togetherness. I love Steve Zissis and everything I've seen him in. I totally hope he gets that because that would be great for him.
Yeah. So how, I know we don't talk about sources or anything like that, but it's like how long, I'm always interested at like how long you work on something like this.
That had to happen relatively quick.
Okay.
I think the list of names were circulating. I think I got one list of names that was 6 names, and in the end on the list there's only 3 of those names.
Okay.
So I had to, make a bunch of calls and really find out whether these other 3 girls were in the mix, and then you get more names back,
right?
And obviously we gave Warner Brothers an opportunity to comment and everything, and they're not going to comment on testing or anything for a Harry Potter movie. Obviously it's just as important to them, if not more so, than the DC stuff. So
yeah, that's an interesting point.
And J.K. Rowling is also like the creator, so she doesn't.
And she's writing the script.
Yeah, I don't think that she really likes seeing this stuff out there. But unfortunately, I think it's part of it these days.
Yeah, which J.K. Rowling, by the way, I don't know if you saw her tweet against Westboro. What is it called? The hate mongers, the Baptist Church guys.
Yeah, Westboro. Yeah.
Yeah, she said now that there is gay marriage and like. Somewhere she's like, can Gandalf and Dumbledore get married? And the Baptist Church tweets her and says, we're gonna picket that if they do. And she's like, guys, in your sloped racist bigotry head, just get out of here. She just killed it.
I just think you can't even pay attention to those people because it only makes them think that they actually matter.
You're gonna picket a fictitious wedding, you guys? Okay. Kiss my ass. Anyways,
so Fantastic Beasts. I think there'll probably be a decision on that in the next few weeks.
Because that's got to go. That's going to go in front of the cameras pretty quick. All right. When does that come out? I can't wait. Actually, it's just so awesome.
Honestly, I can't keep track of these release dates.
I know. I don't know. It's like killing my head. So I was saying it to Cedric. Okay, I am on the chat board right now. And yeah, we're gonna get to this. I don't want to say it yet. We're gonna talk about some trailer stuff, but I say we do a nice little break in the middle. And
let's do it.
Hopeful news break. That's right, guys. Every Thursday you can drop some hopeful news break. What do you want to see break out there in the world of the movie news? On the Facebook page, Meet the Movie Press on the Popcorn Talk Network. You guys, I love this. There's like 50 comments here, so I'm just gonna try to go and grab some. There was one in particular that I want to get because we can talk about this. Where is it? Please, God, don't go away.
Guillermo?
It's Guillermo del Toro, guys. Where is it? Damn it. All right, so what we're hearing right now, here it is. Tom Hardy is Constantine with Cary Fukunaga.
Dude, what?
I cannot. No. What's Cary's?
Fukunaga.
Who
we're going to talk about later in the show as well.
Yes, directing Justice League Dark. Okay, I love that. Here's where we're going to go to this. We are both hearing that Guillermo del Toro is not going to be directing Justice League Dark.
Yeah. But I think that's out there. I think that he's sort of said as much already. But
so for you guys to drop in, and by the way, that's my boy Fasai, who I can never get his name right. I think I just got it. Tom Hardy as Constantine would be brilliant, and the true detective director directing that. But
how many fucking franchises can we have Tom Hardy in? Like, no.
Every single one of them.
I don't need to see Tom Hardy as Constantine.
No.
I don't need to see another fucking Constantine, honestly.
Yeah, and when I hear that Guillermo del Toro just doesn't have time to direct Justice League Dark, and with Justice League actually coming, and Wonder Woman coming, and Green Lantern coming, and Man of Steel, and blah, 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 it's like, we have Suicide Squad. Do we need Justice League Dark too? I guess the fans would say,
I don't know.
Yes, we do.
I don't even know what Justice League Dark is. I assume
it's like Constantine. It's like the darker version of Justice League. It's like Constantine is in there, and that's as far as I know because I'm not. Yeah. So guys, great. Yeah, but I agree with my illustrious co-host here.
So someone was suggesting Cary Fukunaga direct.
Mm-hmm. It kind of leads to a big story that happened last weekend. Should we just? Well,
that was a very interesting story. Believe me.
Yeah, we'll get to that, guys. I wanted to get one more maybe on this. The hopeful news break here. I love the next two X-Men movies titled X-Men Dark Phoenix and X-Men House of M, directed by Michelle McLaren. I always pick.
Do people just? I don't understand. Is this like a fucking Mad Libs? What is this? A fucking game to you?
Mad Libs.
They're
yeah,
just plugging in shit.
It is. It's because they want. It's hopeful. They go. I want to see this, and I love. Okay, Eoin. How do you pronounce that first name?
Huh?
Oin. Please drop it in. Eoin daily.
Either that or don't comment anymore.
Or don't comment because I'm going to butcher your name because it's a great. I love it because the Dark Phoenix saga and House of M are in the Ewan maybe yeah. Those are great runs in the comic books. However, it's a great and Michelle McLaren way to throw it out there, getting some more female directors out there, but
only for comic book movies.
Only for comic book movies. It's a great hopeful news break. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. I think House of M is interesting. I think Dark Phoenix is. We've been burned by the Brett Ratner Last Stand version, and now that we have a X-Men Apocalypse happening, House of M could happen. I like it. Scarlet Witch bringing that in, but see, it's interesting. I think it's great. Nothing's happening with it though.
Listen, it's very cute watching Mark geek out on some of this stuff.
I know, right?
I have a plea to make to you listeners about hopeful news breaks. Enough of this comic book shit. Do we not spend enough of the show talking about fucking comic book movies? I want a hopeful news break like, oh, Kerry Washington and Jamie Foxx should star in a remake of Indecent Proposal.
I like.
Or Ben Mendelsohn and so should star in a remake of Unlawful Entry, which I watched this week. Can we just get a little bit more fucking creative?
You know what? I'm going to stand by my co-host on this. It's great, guys. I am a geek. I want to hear all your stuff about this. But let's think some more outside of the box.
Not to mention all these, we have 40 or 50 comic book movies coming out in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, if it hasn't been announced yet...
Yeah, it's, you know what? Yeah, you're so right.
Hopeful in 5 years or 7 years. I mean, I love all the talk about Chris Pratt and Indiana Jones, and then you get people like Kathy Kennedy coming out and being like, we haven't even
started yet.
Like, we're gonna do it eventually, but
yeah. Well, how about this? This kind of walks that line. Disney's reboot of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Right?
Haven't heard anything in ages. Makes total sense to get that back on board.
Well, somebody was going to do it. Fincher was going to do it. So, Trevor, thank you for that. Trevor, again, Gautereaux. Gautereaux? I don't know. I am so sorry. I can't pronounce any of your names.
Only Smiths and Johnsons should be commenting on this show.
Whew. But guys, thanks for the hopeful news break. Yeah, there's a lot of them, guys. I love it when you do this. Maybe next week we'll get some just
mix it up.
Mix it up.
I'm asking for a little variety. It's the spice of life.
I'm going to drop the hammer next week and say no comic book news. Are you guys going to hate me for that?
I like it.
I'm just going to say
this guy's in charge. I'm just along for the fucking ride here.
I'm going to say, guys, let's do a hopeful news break, but let's get Star Wars and comic books out of the picture, and let's talk about some movies, because, back in the day, there were other movies out there.
Yes, there really were. There really were.
That weren't comic book related. It really was. There was a golden age of cinema in the 80s, I want to say, that I grew up in. But I want to wrap back around to It.
Yeah, lost Cary Fukunaga over the weekend. When my phone started blowing up, I couldn't believe it.
I saw this.
I had to call my colleague Linda G, who is the ultimate Cary Fukunaga fan, and break the news to her. She was predictably heartbroken.
I'm heartbroken too.
It's definitely a bummer. But you know what? It sounds like it was the best thing for both sides.
I saw your tweet on that, and it took me a while to understand what you were talking about. But I think I get what you're saying. It's like just two different.
They don't want to make the same.
They don't want to make the same movie.
I mean, Carrie's. From what I understand, Carrie's drafts kept coming in not only late but way over budget.
Okay.
And they're just like, we are making this version for this much money, and this is not what you have written.
Right.
And then, the movie moved from Warner Brothers to New Line. And not to say anything against New Line, which has made some of my favorite movies, and they have incredible taste and everything. But
Lord of the Rings, geez.
Everything is a reduction.
When you're at New Line?
Yeah, I think your budget is cut a little than the average Warner Brothers movie, the marketing spend, that kind of stuff. So I think that was a blow.
Yeah.
I had heard that he wanted to shoot in New York and that they did not want to shoot in New York.
Okay.
I don't know. They have indefinitely delayed the project, and I don't know when or where it's going to shoot.
Yeah.
It's unclear whether Will Poulter is still going to be around, since that was, Cary really pushed for that kind of casting. I also think that they may have clashed a bit on casting. Also, from what I'm told, is that they could have had Ben Mendelsohn.
Mm-hmm.
And what Star Wars did actually not keep him from doing it. They just made him a low offer.
Oh.
And he said no.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
And Cary was like, really? We're not going to shell out the extra whatever it costs, which I can't imagine. We're not talking about millions and millions of dollars here.
Sure. That would have been classy.
I think he was maybe disappointed about that.
Yeah.
So
it's basically two differing views of this movie, and it sucks that why I gotta ask, in your opinion, when it's a pretty big, I would say it's. The geeks love it in the Stephen King world.
It's his most epic novel. I mean, people will say the Dark Tower series and stuff, but it was actually 1,000 pages or whatever.
Yeah, It is one of my favorites of his. I mean, it's such a good book. And I was so looking forward to a really good movie version because I like the miniseries.
I watched it with my roommate who had never seen it.
Yeah,
the day that I broke the story.
It's fun. I like it, but I really wanted to see a dark.
It's definitely a cheesy early '90s kind of thing.
It is. So knowing the source material like I do, I was really looking forward to this version, and so I wonder why Warner Brothers didn't have the faith to put their weight behind it, especially with the geek cred that Cary had.
It is off-brand, and New Line is very good with genre movies.
Yes, absolutely.
They're coming off The Conjuring and everything. New Line they have success when they maintain a hard line, and so if someone's not going to hit that line or even try to fall in line with that expectation, it may be just best to part ways. I also, you also have to talk about, because it's impossible to ignore, that they were going to do this as two movies.
Yeah.
And I don't know that necessarily would have worked. I think it's very tough to sell a movie starring kids to adults.
Right, for the first movie.
Right, no matter how much it costs.
Right.
Like if Will Poulter is shaping up to be your biggest star in the introductory film.
Thank you.
I don't think it works.
Yeah, you need to put someone like Daniel Day-Lewis in there or something.
I think you make one. I mean, I don't know what the scripts are like, and the scripts may justify it. I would personally be surprised if they continued on that 2-movie path. I could definitely see them doing one epic movie with a different filmmaker, but New Line themselves seems to have no idea. You know, they I think were upset about the story. You know, called it a lot of speculation, which it was. I mean, there was a line about Poltergeist in there where, like, I will admit, was a little much.
Really?
You know, about the Poltergeist marketing campaign affecting, like, this decision, this split was not the result of how Poltergeist performed, but I do think that it is relevant to discuss.
Yeah.
You know, when was the last movie marketed with a clown? Poltergeist, the main image, like, on the poster.
Was that clown.
And this is all about a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess for me, because I can distinguish between the two, because I'm fans of the original Poltergeist and the book, so I don't care. I would have seen both no matter what.
Sure.
I get that the 2 movie. I mean, it sounds like they're really trying to find the story and what's the best story to tell in it. You know,
clowns actually really seem. I wonder if there is a limitation on it, like an audience for something with clowns. Like, I think people are actually genuinely terrified of clowns.
I think so.
Some people.
I mean, I'm still to this day the Pennywise Tim Curry clown is amazing. That is, you know, and that shot of him standing in the gutter, you know, it's like, oh, ooh. So who knows what they would do with it, but. It's a bummer.
It's a huge bummer. It killed me to have to write that story.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that word was getting around. So yeah.
Yeah. Bummer. Big bummer, guys.
Yeah, hopefully it'll happen one day.
I hope it comes back around, and I still, as the geeky movie guy who loves the book, still would love to see 2 movies. But I get the business side of it, which sucks. Which I feel like we can kind of, the business side of it. We wanted to talk a little bit about trailers.
Yeah.
Correct?
There's been a bunch of interesting ones worth discussing.
Yeah, a lot of trailers dropped, and you were mentioning something that you actually had something to say about trailers in general. Is that correct? Or are you just wanting to talk about the trailers?
No, I think I just wanted to talk about some cool ones.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to talk about trailers in general more on this show, I think.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's talk about...
I love watching trailers. I probably watch trailers every day.
I think I do too. And then I'll go back to some of my favorites, you know, and watch them again, like Star Wars, because I'm that geek,
of course,
guys. And well, let's start with Point Break. What did you think of that?
The Point Break trailer was better than what they showed us at CinemaCon.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see anything
which
there.
Which was like that extended flying squirrel sequence.
The flying squirrels,
I think that the casting on this just really is not gonna. It's not enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what to. The jury's still out on Luke Bracey.
Yeah.
I will give him a chance.
Edgar Ramirez, he's good.
Yeah, I really like Edgar Ramirez. I don't know if he's not nearly as charming, I think, as someone like Swayze.
Yeah. This seems to be a remake reboot that really has the fans upset, because Point Break, I feel like it's like, is it the too soon kind of mentality?
It's definitely not too soon. This movie's absolutely it's appropriate for a remake.
Sure.
I think it just speaks to how people just want the same shit repackaged. They want to see the exact same Point Break movie with the exact same lines that everybody loves,
right,
just coming out of someone younger's mouth.
Right. Or even a Point Break sequel, which I know we can't do that, but
that would be great.
It would have been great back in the day if Swayze was alive.
Of course.
And God bless him. God, Bodhi. He will forever be Bodhi and Sam for Ghost. But yeah, I mean, but this seems to be like universally hated right now. The first trailer comes out, and I just saw people just killing it. I didn't think really much about it. I didn't like it. I mean, I will say I didn't like the trailer because I just didn't see anything new. Except maybe them pulling the money. I mean, what are they, Robin Hood now?
I think that there will be some really cool action sequences.
Sure.
I think that is where the money went on this kind of movie.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were literally talking about in the movie. Where'd that money go when it flew out of the the skydiving scene.
I think that they focus their resources on the action stunts and stuff. Like, there's a lot of extreme athletes in the cast. I don't think that they spent a ton on talent.
No, no. I mean, Gerard Butler at first was going to be Bodhi,
right?
So I thought that might have been the money that they were throwing at him. So that was kind of, I could see.
It's a big gamble for Al Khan. It also comes out on Christmas.
Yeah.
And there's just so much stuff that comes out on Christmas. Like,
a week before.
You do not want to be that movie that's lost in the shuffle.
I think it's going to be. I mean, a week before it's The Force Awakens. A week. Mm-hmm. So I think people are going to go back in droves to see Star Wars again. The people that, like myself, went and saw Phantom Menace 7 times just to figure out if it was bad or not. That's still
I'd push Point Break to January or February.
Do you think that might happen, actually, just based on trailer reaction?
I think anything
crowded marketplace.
Anything could happen as the numbers start to come in for Star Wars.
Yeah, man, that's a juggernaut. Yeah, so it's like I don't know. I'm not big on that. So.
In indie trailers, though, I wanted to discuss. Did you see the Pawn Sacrifice trailer?
Yeah.
Dude, Tobey Maguire.
Bobby Fischer.
Looks like a bigger badass than he did as Spiderman.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
What am I watching?
I know.
A Rocky movie?
I know. It's a great, way to build the tension about chess.
Bobby Fischer is a tough Jew.
Yeah.
Even though he hated himself, apparently.
He really is.
Hated the Jews.
Yeah, guys, did you see the Pawn Sacrifice trailer with Tobey Maguire? That it was a very good trailer. You could go on schmoesno.com and see it. You can go on thewrap.com, I'm sure, and see it. It's amazing. Yeah.
New distributor. I think that's Bleecker Street that's putting that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
What's the other? Did you see the trailer for Robert Redford's new movie, A Walk in the Woods?
I did.
I liked the banter between Nolte and him, but
sure, but that looks
it was like a little obvious.
It's a movie for my grandparents or whatever. Like, I may watch it just because I see almost everything, but it didn't make me regret missing it at Sundance.
Yeah, it got mixed at Sundance, I heard. But I'm willing to give it a chance because you know what? I like Redford, and I kind of dug the Nolte in there as well. So
sure,
we shall see.
The end of the tour.
The end of the tour.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw the trailer. Right? Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not.
No, I love the end. The end of the tour is one of my favorite movies of the year.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it at Sundance.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Actually,
well, yeah,
I may or may not have a DVD copy of it.
Oh.
But
for those listening at home, I'm making a gesture with my hand.
Very discreet.
And I will also slide this $100 bill.
I'll put it this way. It's a very tricky movie to cut a trailer for, I think.
Somebody saw it, a friend of mine, and said it kind of spoils the whole movie with the trailer. Somewhat. Like the end things.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's a great trailer.
Yeah. It got me.
Okay.
Enough. So... All right. What other trailers are out there?
I recommend watching Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
I haven't seen the trailer
which I
yet.
saw last night. It's a fantastic trailer, and about halfway through that movie, which was my second favorite movie of the year at this point. I kind of loved it, but halfway through it, I was like, this is really good, but it's not like kicking into that next gear that I thought it would have, judging by the trailer.
Okay,
which is a fantastic trailer, and by the end of the film, it found that gear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was left. I sat through the credits, just kind of drying my eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this movie is going to be one of those Oscar?
I think it's going to be in the mix. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's like a little too indie or twee. But it was excellent. I mean, you go to movies to feel something, and this movie will absolutely make you feel something. If not, you have a cold, dead heart inside. And the performances were really good. Thomas Mann, who most of us know from Project X, and then Olivia Cooke is just a really a great actress with a very bright future. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see that because I've heard nothing but good things. What other trailers are out there that you liked?
A movie that I'm probably not going to see, Batkid Begins. What a trailer.
Yeah, that's a good trailer.
God, I was like almost crying at that one.
I want to see it, but I'm kind of with you, and I don't want to upset people for the subject matter of it, but I feel like I know that story already.
Well, of course. I mean, you see it on nighttime news shows and that kind of stuff.
They covered it all.
Inspirational news segments and things like that. An entire movie. I'm sure it's wonderful, and it is being remade as a feature.
As a feature, that's right.
With Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll hold out for that one.
Yeah, I think I know what the documentary will be about. I think they're going to just tug your heartstrings. It's going to build to the last, 20 minutes of footage of him doing Batkid, and God bless him. So it's a good trailer, and I am interested in the theatrical.
There's a few other trailers really quickly. I just want to hit them quick. The best trailer out there right now is The Tribe.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's the Deaf movie.
No, I haven't.
Where there's no spoken dialogue in the film.
Oh.
The entire cast is made up of deaf actors.
Wow.
Guys, go watch the Tribe trailer on Apple because
oh wow,
it's incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Another great trailer is Heaven Knows What. The heroin drama that comes out today that's getting compared to Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, okay.
I still need to see it. They sent me a link, and I haven't watched it yet. But that trailer, it stars this girl, Ariel Holmes, who is a real addict.
Oh, geez. Oh, nicely done there. Wow, that's going to get me. Okay, I got to see The Tribe now, the trailer. You're throwing some good ones out there. I'm like, Point Break.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to diversify people's taste a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it's the two of us this time where we can actually dive into some of this stuff, because it is
it's a nice thing about not having to guess.
Yeah, it's so heavy with superhero movies out there.
My mom watches the show every week because it's a chance to see her little boy.
Oh, that's nice.
And she prefers when we don't spend the entire show talking about comic book movies. So,
well, that's good. I like that.
It was Mother's Day recently. Consider this a makeup.
Yeah, my mom watches the show every once in a while. Yeah, and she kind of tunes out with superhero movies. She goes and sees them. She's like, Avengers was fine, but which, speaking of movies, you finally saw Mad Max.
I did see Mad Max. Definite thumbs up. Really liked Mad Max.
Yeah.
It was cool. Did it melt my face? Not exactly.
Thank you. That's same with me.
But it was very, very good. The action was fantastic. Charlize is a total badass.
She's great. Yeah, it's a great movie, guys. But I guess I went into it thinking I was going to be blown away. Like, oh my God, this is the best movie of the year. Some people are saying that, and I'm like, no. For me, it was awesome, but didn't melt my face.
It's just, again, a chase movie, a 2-hour chase movie.
Yeah.
Which that's awesome.
Yeah.
But,
it's some people have the post-apocalyptic movies that they love. I can't even.
Yeah.
Whew, it's early.
Speaking of movies, what else is out there? San Andreas and Aloha came out this weekend. I have not seen either one.
Me neither.
Almost saw San Andreas last night.
Okay.
Maybe I'll check it out tonight or tomorrow night. But, man, those movies are getting hammered by critics.
Yeah.
Particularly Aloha.
Yeah. I heard bad things, and I'm so sad.
I don't think I can bring myself to see it, judging by some of these reviews. I mean,
I know. And guys, it's Cameron Crowe coming back, and the trailer got me. I love the trailer.
Really? Because I thought the trailers have all been an absolute mess. I have no idea what Sony's been selling. Maybe there is nothing to sell.
Well, I heard even in the leaks that came out, they were
Amy
like,
trashed it.
Yeah, they were like, you got to make Emma Stone more movie star.
I'll put it this way: I'm going to be very curious what happens to Cameron Crowe. Is this his last studio movie for a while? Like, he needs to maybe go off to Indieland and do something on his own.
So what did he do?
Not that I think like the studio was the one who screwed him here. I think this is definitely him. This is his movie.
Yeah.
So
sad that it's not getting good reviews. I still want to see it
because I love Cameron Crowe.
I do too.
But yeah, he hasn't been the same for the last few movies.
Yeah, he hasn't, and that's sad. And what about San Andreas? I mean,
he does have that TV show coming out on Showtime that I am excited about.
What's that again?
Roadies.
Oh yeah,
with Imogen Poots and Luke Wilson, I think.
That's gonna be good.
Hopefully JJ's involved.
Hopefully,
fingers crossed. San Andreas. Everyone seems to love Alexander Daddario.
Yeah. Well, why not? But as far as the movie, are you surprised it's getting bad reviews? I mean, it's kind of just one of those Roland Emmerich disaster flicks. Just go and see California fall into the ocean. Scene.
Devin wrote something kind of interesting about it, just about how The Rock is very selfish and he should be brought up on charges. Like his character, sorry, not The Rock, but like his character in
I was
San
like, The
Andreas.
Rock, but he's so nice. He married Dick Dick Mundy on
and then his
Screen Junkies.
character. That his character kind of just like it cares about saving his family and nobody else, and like that's his like sworn oath is to protect and serve.
Right. Which I guess, if you think about it, if you're in a big earthquake, the first thought you're going to have is, where's my loved ones? So I guess it's...
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't speak to that point. I just thought Devin's review was really good. I loved his and Drew's reviews for Aloha as well.
Okay.
They're just two of my favorite critics, those guys.
I trust their taste a lot.
San Andreas, Devin basically was like, it doesn't even function as fun. Like, that's what you're expecting is like big, dumb fun.
Yeah.
Like 2012, and he said this movie's not even fun, which is depressing. I'm going to see it anyways, but... I'm a little bummed.
I can take it or leave it. I kind of want to see Poltergeist.
I saw it.
What did you think?
I liked it.
Really?
And it was actually very funny this week with James Wan, who I like James Wan. He came out and he was like, why are people talking about a Poltergeist for this generation? We already made it. It's called Insidious.
Right. Yeah.
I was not a big fan of Insidious. I thought Poltergeist is definitely a better movie than Insidious.
Really?
And the spirit world that Gil Keenan and Sam Raimi have created is much better and more interesting to me than the Further in Insidious, which I thought was ridiculous.
I'm not a big fan of, Insidious. I don't need to see.
I don't get that franchise at all. And there's a third part coming out, and
which is like a prequel or something.
Jesus, if you had told me when Insidious came out that this would be a trilogy, I'd be like, you're fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I know. It's happening. But, I mean, what about the fact that they remade Poltergeist, which is one of my favorite movies?
Totally fair. Fair game,
okay.
I think. I don't think it was ever necessarily defined as a classic.
Yeah.
Like The Exorcist. I mean, if you're going to remake The Exorcist, you're an asshole.
Yeah, that's very true.
But Poltergeist,
see, I
think it's fair game.
I would tend to disagree that it's not a classic. I think the original is a classic for me.
Okay, no, it's fine.
I like that movie. I'm sorry, it's so it's stuck with me. But I think it hit my sweet spot. I was in that world of Spielberg, watching E.T. and then watching like the bad wolf sister of E.T., which is Poltergeist.
I think that the practical effects were cooler were better if not whatever than the current CG in this movie. I really did like the performances though. My roommate loved them.
Really?
He was like, this was like amazing. I've never seen acting like this in a horror movie before. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I do think having people like Sam Rockwell and Rose DeWitt around and Jared Harris did elevate the film.
Yeah, Jared Harris is
I had fun with it. I saw it with Justin at Variety as well.
How did he like it?
I think we all enjoyed it for the most part.
Okay. I want to see it. It's curiosity. I mean, at first I was totally against it. Then I saw the trailer and I was more against it. And then there was another trailer that came out. And then it's just that nostalgia in me. And
well, you're a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the critics who were reviewing the film are just like a little bit older than me.
Okay.
And I think that maybe you were like the sort of teenagers who watched Poltergeist. Like I didn't see Poltergeist when I was a kid. I saw it much later.
Yeah, I saw it as a kid.
So it didn't make that deep impression in me. It wasn't mine.
Yeah.
When did it come out? 86?
No, it was like 83, I want to say.
Oh,
it was
really?
like it was around E.T., which was 82, I want to say.
Really?
It was close.
You're probably, I'm sure you're right.
Let me see.
82, you're right. I mean, it came out 2 years before I was born. Like, so yeah, it wasn't something that I ever really latched onto.
Yeah, I latched onto it because of again, I compare it to E.T. because it had that similar, like the track homes look, the quaint neighborhood, like kind of
Amblin-y.
in the hills, Amblin-y. Yeah, thank you. So I love my original Poltergeist, and the curiosity is going to kill me. I hope that I can enjoy the movie like you did. So
should we wrap this up?
I think we need to wrap it up because it is that time.
What is there anything that we want to end on?
I don't know. We hit all the news. I mean, guys, I see you here on the live chat. My God, do you guys want to know about this Tomb Raider reboot? Every week, you guys are dropping it in.
And, we're not going to mention Tomb Raider until someone writes a news story about it.
Yeah, nothing's happening, guys. And same with Spider-Man. It's the same deal. And, yeah, let's meet the movie press.
I will. No, I got a direct message from one of my followers who is a little obsessed about the Spider-Man thing. It's a little, I don't know if I should be blocking him or what, but he did give me an interesting tip today, and he mentioned that Asa Butterfield, he's 100% confirmed to be on a plane from London to Atlanta.
Okay. Where Civil War is filming, correct?
Apparently.
Okay.
He's the kid was like, I know for a fact he's on a plane to Atlanta.
Okay.
Maybe he's visiting a friend in Atlanta. Maybe he's not. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, that was a totally just random direct message.
Random dude, not connected with the movie, nothing like that. He's just, maybe he had a friend at the airport who was like, I see Ace again on a plane to Atlanta. I don't know. Yeah,
that could happen. I've gotten similar messages about a Star Wars movie that I've gotten a direct message and I went, thanks for the spoiler.
That could be,
if it is true.
That could be ridiculous, by the way. The same way, the Josh Trank 4chan stuff turned out, I think, to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was written with just enough intelligence to make me question it. But
right.
There's a lot of elaborate hoaxes out there, and that's the tricky part of the job, guys. So
yeah.
Meeting the Movie Press.
So here at Meet the Movie Press, we want to thank, Ollie. Yeah, we should have talked about the Black Mass trailer, but we just did.
There
it's
already
awesome.
was. I mean, the second one, it was cool with the kid.
I'm in. Ollie Maltby, thank you for that. Yes, the Black Mass trailer. Johnny Depp looks to be back. But that's all the time we have for Meet the Movie Press on the Popcorn Talk Network. Guys, go out there, rate, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, because when you do, the lights stay on in our spaceship here. And I am Mark Reilly at Reilly Around, editor-in-chief schmoesno.com.
Jeff Sneider. You can follow me at the InSneider on Twitter and see my ramblings on therap.com. Therap.com.
Get that IP right now. Thanks as always, guys, for joining us. Tune in next week. We'll be back. We don't know our guest yet. Like the news does, it changes every day, but we will get someone out here. Hopefully they'll break the next big story, and we'll talk about it, I guess.
Yeah. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your earthquakes. And
have fun at the movies, guys. We'll see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.